ICANN, ICANN, double end. The Internet Corporation for Assigned Names and Numbers, which oversees domain name allocation and domain and static internet protocol number allocation. That's the only international sort of organization.
Because they were setting other countries were making this thing about like your cell phone communications, like the U.S. was popping out with that stupid thing about charging countries for your internet.
Okay, that's that would be localized then.
Yeah,
and
like,
the only other thing as far as phones are concerned would be the international dialing numbers, which is an ISO standard, isn't it?
I have to be careful because I'm
International
trying
Standard Organization standard.
to keep an eye on my mute button, so that because last time that muted myself out on OBS, having an entire conversation, so I'm not going to be able to see your faces.
But during that time, I remember them talking about with on the internet how it doesn't. Well, best way I can put it is it doesn't follow with certain things that people consider good or bad, and they were talking about all these certain types of changes.
Well, see, I don't agree with these regulations like FCC. Like I sit and I listen to and then talk just complete fucking nonsense. Like that word fuck, I couldn't say that on the radio. I'd get in trouble. So these people are running around telling you that you can't say this word, you can't say that word.
Yeah, but if you're on a news program, let's say, and a primetime news program, and they're interested in keeping it family friendly.
Families cuss. What, you've never heard freaking kids cuss at 6-year-old? They love to cuss.
But your poor little granny. Think of your poor little granny.
What?
I'll tell you what, if my granny starts cussing, we're in deep trouble.
My grandma, I don't think I've ever heard my grandma say cuss.
Oh no. If she ever did, you would pass out. She was never the type that she would get mad at you, yeah, but you would never hear them words coming from her lips.
My grandpa, he would literally have a freaking conniption, man, if he heard anybody say freaking anything blasphemy, comes goddamn or anything like that, he would come off the freaking wall, dude.
My grandpa, he was a big old guy. You know that TV show? What was it? We had a nickname for my grandpa. And what's that TV show, Roger? Where his.
You have to be a little bit more specific. That's not really helpful.
I can't think of it. Where the old man Edith and
Archie Bunker.
Yeah, he remind us of Archie Bunker. I mean, he was just that way. If he seen black or anything, he would go off. Start talking that stuff.
Yeah, you want to hear something that's weird about Archie Bunker, though? The guy who played Archie Bunker was probably the most liberal person ever freaking know. Did you know that?
I don't know what program you're talking about.
You never watched All in the Family?
Nope. That's a very US specific thing, I think.
No, dude, you are just isolated in your little freaking incubus of freaking it.
maybe.
Every freaking cool show from when we were growing up, you have
70s.
not watched it.
Again, I am in Britain.
No, dude, this doesn't just go according to freaking areas that you live in, okay? Everybody knows about freaking Archie Bunker and freaking All in the Family. Have you heard of the Jeffersons?
That's in the sort of cartoon.
No.
Oh my god.
Okay,
Robert,
this sort of space, retro 1950s sort of space, sort of retro futurism sort of thing.
Have you ever heard of George
Jefferson
George Jefferson?
and Louise. And
was he not one of your previous presidents?
no,
George Davis. I don't know.
It's horrible. That is just horrible. I'm gonna run and smoke a cigarette outside real right back.
but yeah,
Okay.
but when all them on old TV shows like that, he remind us because when he gets upset and all that, he goes, "You damn kids!" And we had one, and what really would get him, boy, he had this belt, was like a whip. I mean, it reached from where he was in bedroom almost all the way out there to the past door. And yeah, my uncle, he would take something and stick it right there in front of the eye on the TV where you would turn your station. He would put something there, and they were infuriated. Yeah. It was quite the thing. He would get all riled up and he ready to go at it. And yeah, it was quite the thing. And he reminded us of him so much about because that's the way he was and the words that he would pop up with. And I couldn't believe that. He called me. You ever? Well, probably you have never. Beverly Hillbillies.
Yeah, I'm aware of that. Yeah.
Okay. Remember that big old muscular big guy? His the young one, Jethro. My grandpa calls me that because I was like him.
Okay.
He got up. Him and my grandma went outside one day to watch us play a game of football. He said it was the funniest thing he's ever seen. My brother and my uncle on top of me, and I'm running down the yard in the field with them both on top of me, with a football in my hand, and them two were still on top of me. They decided to go outside and watch because they said it was never the funniest thing they ever seen. Yeah, my grandpa's never actually ever went outside for much of anything. On that day, him and my grandma sat out there and just watched. He said he called up my parents and told them all about it. He said it was the funniest thing I've ever seen. To see my uncle, and I was about 16 or 17, and my brother and my uncle on top of my shoulder blades, and I'm running. We had a good sized football team as well too, and it was just a thing. Have you ever? Okay, and the way my brother would always had to get me down was he would do that where you throw his leg out under, and hit my legs, knock me down. He couldn't tackle me or anything like that, but he would throw his leg to hit my legs to go knock me out from where I would fall onto the ground. He says that's part of football. I said, Roger, football players for one can't do that with all the pads that they got on their legs and all that. And I'm pretty sure coaches and the referees, I think, would have something about that, knocking someone's leg out from under them in that way. He said, no, that's part of the team. I said, I'm pretty sure there's not. Unless you're playing like soccer, where you can, when you run, you can knock their legs out from under them.
Technically, soccer, British football, soccer, there's a no contact rule. You technically shouldn't make any contact with the other player, your opponent.
Because
unlike rugby, of course.
Because I was wondering about that, because when we would play that game, and they always did that to me. They would drop to the ground and swing his leg out and knock me down with it when I trip over his leg. And I'm like, Roger, I'm pretty sure in a game of football, you can't do that. Where you take their ankles out. And
again, I'm not overly familiar with American football, so but it sort of reminds me of rugby, but with more protection, more complicated rules.
But yeah, I was wondering, like on a computer, System 32, does it work with? All that stuff that's in computers, do they work together in what way? Like System 32, black.
Are you talking about Windows? Okay.
I know there's like 3 different types of System 32. One black, one blue, and I forget the other one. And how is it that works with script? Because they got all that.
No, System 32, as far as Microsoft Windows is concerned, is just related to libraries that use 32-bit x86 architecture, which obviously a lot of software these days do not. Because machines have a lot of software is written specifically for 64-bit architecture, CPU architecture.
Because they were talking about that on the internet, about how things like that, like when problems arise, like troubleshooting, and I was wondering about all that, because 3 System 32, one's black, one's blue, and there were 3, and each one has specific things.
Okay, and you would have to be more specific on that one. I'm not sure what you mean by 3. 3 what? 3?
Not 3. I mean System 32.
Yeah, which is a specific sort of CPU architecture, which is related to mainly x86. But yeah, it's a architecture